Expansive Worlds have announced that they will release a new game. After the Hunter Primal, the Hunter Legends, a small game on Facebook, they now introduced the Hunter Call of the Wild, offering you a visually breathtaking, technically groundbreaking hunting experience. The Hunter forum went nuts and the posts skyrocketed, producing 35 pages in the announcement thread within 2 days. Some people liked the idea of a new game. Some were angry to see that EW had put resources into the development of a new game instead of improving or fixing bugs in the Hunter. Some said that Call of the Wild was certainly going to replace the Hunter in the long run. A lot of assumptions, but let us look at the actual facts. From the status update, we could learn very little of what Call of the Wild was actually going to be, and could only speculate. Is it going to compete with current arcade hunting games? Is it pretty much the same as the Hunter, just on a new engine, with new animals, reserves or features? Or is it going to be something completely unique? An EW statement: Call of the Wild will stay true to the core gameplay of the original game, but will also include new features and challenges. They do not state though what they mean by core gameplay. I would assume this includes tracking, calling and shooting of animals, but also personal development and community features, such as server-based leaderboards and competitions. They do give us a glimpse of the content of the new game by saying, Call of the Wild will be a next-generation hunting experience, bringing rich and vast open worlds. Our objective is to grow it into something even more immersive, engaging and fun over time. We have worked hard to create a unique gameplay experience by adding deep environment immersion, creating a strong connection and interaction with various kinds of wildlife, and offering a wide range of in-game activities, motivating players in both single and multiplayer. Honestly, this doesn't really tell us much. In my view, this could be the description for any hunting game out there. One of the shortcomings in the Hunter is the steep learning curve for new players, which they seem to address in this game now. They state, "We have added an extensive tutorial element to make the game more accessible to those who are new to hunting, offering them a helping hand on their way to bagging that trophy." We also learned from the status update that the Hunter will be renamed to the Hunter Classic. So what are the differences between the Hunter Classic and the Hunter Call of the Wild? The announcement says, perhaps the single biggest difference between the original game and the new one is the change of the business model. The Hunter Call of the Wild is not going to be a free-to-play game, but a one-time purchase. In regards to the future of the Hunter Classic, against all fears from the community, it is not true that Call of the Wild will replace the Hunter. EW state on the announcement, "We were and still are committed to supporting the Hunter like we have in the past, but also wanted to build something new." They spent an entire section in the update on the future of the Hunter Classic. Here is a summary of their main statements. "We have no plans to sunset our most successful game to date. Call of the Wild offers a different kind of hunting experience, which is complementary to the Hunter Classic. We are committed to the product and the community, and we hope to see it grow and evolve even further in the future. The roadmap of 2017 is packed with cool, highly requested features. We have decided to rebrand the game into the Hunter Classic because this signals a timeless hunting experience." The Hunter Classic has received a new logo. I don't really like it, to be honest. It is too different from the old and it looks modern, not classic. Something like this would be more in the direction I would have gone, but oh well. Now here is one statement that I really love to hear. Alena Rybik, who has been the highly regarded community manager for the past 3 years, will take the role as the producer of the Hunter Classic. I know Alena as someone who really cares for quality. Sometimes I felt she was between the community calling for fixes and the developers calling for fast progress. Now it is in her hands to set the focus in the right places. Going back to the forum, some of the questions and concerns were addressed by Alena. Here are a few, although summarized. Question from the well-known and highly respected community member and friend of mine, Caledonian Blues. Did some of the talented folks from the original team move on to work on the new game? Answer: Indeed, some of the experienced theHunter Classic veterans have been participating in the development of theHunter Call of the Wild. On the new game's website, we do indeed find an old friend from the former theHunter team, lead designer Peter Johansson, now listed as game director. Good to see you, Peter. Question from lead fan: is Call of the Wild going to be continually growing with new reserves and new animals? Answer: yes, the plan is to continue the development post-release in form of DLC packs. Question from FR Box: this new game will need a new account, new weapons and new items to buy, new skills to do, or can we use our existing account? Answer: Call of the Wild is a separate standalone game, so there will be no direct transfer of usernames, stats or such from the Hunter Classic. What is interesting though is that Alena states in another place: we are discussing loyalty options for the Hunter Classic players to thank you for all the years of support. Nothing is set in stone yet, but we will keep you updated. Community member The Colton stated something that brings many of the fears to a point. He said, "They can't tell me that this doesn't affect the Hunter Classic in some kind of negative way." It's kind of a weird feeling that the team we thought is working on getting rid of bugs in the Classic game was actually working on such a huge side project instead. Alena responded, "There have been two separate teams working on both games. It is impossible to create such a game with the Hunter resources within the time span of 2 years." Another question by The Colton: what if it's a success and lots of players will leave the Classic game? Will it slowly be abandoned? Answer: I definitely hope it will be a success, but I also hope the Hunter Classic won't get abandoned, and I will do everything in my powers for this not to happen. After many players worried about their money invested in the Hunter, Alena Rybik stepped in to say, "I want to reassure you that the new game doesn't mean the end of the Hunter Classic. Not at all. What you've invested into the game will not go to waste. We have a lot of really great things planned for the upcoming year. Call of the Wild is to complement the Hunter Classic, not to replace it. I am confident that many of you will end up playing and enjoying both games for different reasons. Time will tell, but if EW fail to deliver bug fixes, they really run the risk of losing the players' confidence in the Hunter Classic." One final statement from Alena in the forum needs to be mentioned here. "So many questions, all I can say is that we are committed to the continuous development of both games. And in our dream world, people would play and enjoy both of them, as they offer rather different gameplay experience. Let's see if the game description on Steam is a bit more elaborate. Among a lot of sales talk, these are the statements that stand out the most. Step into a beautiful open world teeming with life, from majestic deer and awe-inspiring bison, down to the countless birds, critters and insects of the wilderness. Now listen to this one, by which EW sets their own bar really high. Experience complex animal behavior, dynamic weather events, full day and night cycles, simulated ballistics, highly realistic acoustics, sense carried by a sophisticated wind system, and much more. All systems work together to increase immersion." Wow, if they live up to this, we can expect a truly stunning game. Alright, what else? Explore 50 square miles of varied terrain, ranging from wetlands and dense forests to lush valleys and open farm fields. The vast world is split into separate and distinct hunting reserves, each one filled with surprises and memorable moments. Take on missions and challenges, discover lookouts, hunting towers and outposts. They will allow you to move swiftly and effortlessly throughout the massive open world. Not sure what this means, but this could be similar to the fast traveling we have in the Hunter Classic. Acquire and equip a range of rifles, handguns and bows, and customize them with scopes and different ammunition types. Now this statement of course sparkles the discussions. Why would we need to acquire equipment if we already bought a full game? It could be a reference to the DLC packs, or players can in some way earn them. Develop your character by unlocking various skills and equipment. Alright, there we go. Intelligent systems will aid and assist to make sure you get the most out of your hunt, whether you're a hopeful novice or grizzled veteran. While I believe the Hunter could do a better job leading around new players, If this feature is going to be a constant voice in my head telling me everything I need to do next, I'm not going to like that. Then we have some final statement about a social component, although really vague. Call of the Wild offers unique multiplayer options. Join up to 8 friends in cooperative and competitive modes. Enjoy a wide range of in-game challenges and events. I don't see anything unique in this, but hopefully they simply have not told us everything yet. Competitions seem to happen within a single MP party only. There is no mention of server-based community features such as competitions or leaderboards. I think the lack of such features could be the showstopper for many. Now let's have a look at the incredible looking trailer.
Coming out here, you're struck by the silence.
Well, first of all, I am struck by the incredible voice of this guy, and by the stunning graphics.
But then, if you stand there for a minute, you realize it isn't silent at all.
There is a genuine concern in the community that older computers will not run Call of the Wild, because EW clearly state, the Hunter Call of the Wild is built on cutting-edge technology in the shape of Avalanche Studios' brand new Apex engine, and requires a powerful PC to run. This also means higher system requirements when compared to what you are used to with the Hunter. I do understand those concerns. However, EW does nothing wrong by taking their graphics to the next level. After all, better graphics in the Hunter is what players have been asking for years. There will always be some players whose computers fall short of the minimum specs, but that is not going to stop a company from moving forward with their graphics.
But when you're hunting, you're not just visiting.
What I notice here is a much bigger level of detail in the graphics. The fox looks really realistic. In this scene I noticed a platform up there, and a much better looking road.
You're part of it. And the wild draws you in.
Now this is really breathtaking. I already like these mountains, they look stunning. Great looking animals.
You step on a twig, you stand with the wind. Everything you do leaves a mark.
But then there, for the first time, I feel the colors are too bright and not really natural. To me, this scene does not look any more realistic than what we have in the Hunter Classic. Rain, we love rain. No, but seriously, according to the Steam post, COTW will have, quote, dynamic weather events and scents carried by a sophisticated wind system, unquote. The weather system in the Hunter is enormous, and we tend to overlook this because we don't like the rain. Next time when you play the Hunter, make sure to pay attention to the weather varieties. In other words, we will have to see if this is really going to be an improvement.
Then when you do see it, that moment, line up the shot, take a deep breath, and...
What I like here is the follow deer overall look and its idle animation. Did you like the gunshot sound? I think that was an old trusted friend. The 243 bolt action, wasn't it?
That feeling? You just have to experience it for yourself.
Oh nice, if this is in-game footage, they finally made the red deer antlers correctly sized. All the guy with the deep voice said sounded good, but in the end it didn't really give us any new information. They say the game is going to be available early 2017. Until then, make sure to sign up for the beta testing. The link for signing up is in the description of the video. Just remember, they only have a limited amount of places and will raffle them off. Good luck and see you out there, Hunter! Thank you very much, stay in touch.